Bup. What was going on? Sirixie, how you doing? Jared Ginger of Dojima and Judgment Wooly. We've seen
So
no shortage of lousy DLC practices for the last 20 years, up to and including the stories being concluded behind the DLC. Not trying to
Oscar's
top
rad.
that, but wanted to say that this is a part PSA, part question. If you can think of other ways that money's been wrung out of the consumer. Um, like a Dragon Ishin has a policy to have DLC. Present day, the practice was to have the DLC always available so that you could
hmm
start a new save file and gain access to the same DLC, even if it was just consumables. Okay, this kind of goes on, but the summary is
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna skip it ahead. When you download the consumables in the Like a Dragon Ishin Collector's Edition, it locks to your save file and becomes unusable for future new games.
well, more along the lines of it's a consumable that's a one-time use item that you get a reward,
Yeah, it's
basically.
actually one-time use for real, not one-time use per download on your save.
Yeah. So unlike any other game where you had like pre-order items that would start out in a chest somewhere or whatever, in this case you have to buy them again if you start a new save for any reason.
Nonsense.
That's trash.
That's bull-
It's like a super subtle, small way to like just squeeze a little bit more out of people, but garbage. Don't
yeah,
do it.
total trash.
Hasn't been that way. I'm glad people noticed because again, it's like that's a real subtle one, you know. Especially if you're trying to make a consumable that people are supposed to come back and constantly buy. So this is just like, oh, your first one's free type of thing, and it's like, cute. This is supposed to be yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, we've seen garbage practices and garbage DLC rewards or whatever. Have anything as bad as that? I mean, yeah. Over the years, it's like we've talked about all the loot box garbage. It's the entire discussion, really. Like, to be honest, but more of just a heads up for anybody about that. They give you that first hit.
Like, maybe I'm going to sound like a massive skill considering we're talking about this, but we were talking about pre-order bonuses and we're talking about DLC. I'm looking at the RE4 Steam page, and their deluxe edition is like $10, and it comes with a ton of costumes and weapon skins and all sorts of. And like, it could be worse. They could be charging you $30 for that.
Sure. Or there could be tiered pre-order layers.
Ugh.
If you get a month ahead, you get more.
I think BioWare had the worst ever, which is like, the more pre-orders we get, the more we're gonna add to this. And like the pre-order numbers were always like, and so they were like, well, guess you only get this skin and a hat.